Is it possible to have too much sex? Well, in this video, I'm going to teach you the things that no one really talks about when you have Poon on tap. And this, gentleman, is what we call a quality problem. My name is Stirling. I'm an award-winning adult film star. I'm also a former high-class male companion, and this is my YouTube channel. So I'm going to talk about some of the positives and the negative side effects of basically having Poon on tap and having a lot of sex in your life. So one of the first things that's a bit of a negative is that the novelty of sex can wear off to a degree. The novelty of being with a new woman can kind of wear off to a degree. And what happens is after the first or second or maybe even the third sex session, you kind of get bored with women pretty quickly. So that means there has to be something else there for you to stick around, for you to stay interested in her. Now, something that is both a positive and a negative in this regard is that you can start to develop some more extreme and unique fetishes and turn-ons and kinks, right? As your desire for novelty goes up with having more and more sex. Now, the positive aspect of this is that it allows you to sort of explore your sexuality a bit, and you get to see what different kinds of things turn you on, things that you wouldn't have even considered before you were having a lot of sex. That act of exploration, of exploring your sexuality, you might even find you discover that you have different turn-ons, different erogenous zones that you never even knew, different things that really get your gears going before you were having basic, ordinary, vanilla sex all the time. Now, you really have to sort of step the gears up, change things, mix them up, and actually makes you more interesting and more unique in the bed with or for women. So there is both positive and negatives to take away from this circumstance. You also learn that women are a lot more similar than they are different. All women have a lot in common, and they all tend to have very, very similar tastes in terms of what they really enjoy in the bedroom, what really gets them off, what really turns them on in the bedroom. They have a lot more in common with each other than they have which sort of separates them and differentiates them from each other. A lot of women will say rather that I'm unique, I'm different, I'm not the same as all other girls, but the more women you have sex with, the more sex you have, you begin to realize that they're very, very similar, especially in the bedroom. Sex also stops becoming so much about the purely physical pleasure of things, and it starts to become more about what else can this woman bring and add to your life. Your dynamic with women really changes. Whereas most guys are running around really, really thirsty, and they're desperate for sex, and they're very needy, and sex is this, woo, yay, really special experience for them. For a guy who has a lot of sex, sex just becomes a normal, everyday part of interacting with women. What keeps him interested in a woman and what makes him keep a woman around are what else can she add to his life. It becomes a little bit more of an ego-driven thing, comes about a little bit more about stealing and collecting souls to a degree, but it is fundamentally a lot less about the pure physical pleasure of sex itself. When you're not so desperate for sex, when you get sex all the time, it becomes a hell of a lot easier for you to kind of withhold sex from a woman and tease her. And if you want to learn how to tease her correctly, you should check out this video right here.